Hi there, think you're doing okay with money? Let's see how you really compare to the average person. When you look at the true numbers behind how people earn, spend, and save, things can get pretty shocking. Today, I am breaking down 10 jaw-dropping money stats that reveal why most people struggle to get ahead, and how a few smart habits can put you miles ahead of the average. Part 1. The illusion of income and the reality of spending. 1. The great income divide. Mean versus median. Let's start with what people earn. So, what can you do? Forget the national average. Focus on your own numbers. The first step is to calculate your real after-tax income, the money that actually hits your bank account. Then, create a budget that works for you. A great starting point is the 65-20-15 rule. 65% for your essential needs like housing and groceries, 20% for your wants like dining out and hobbies, and a non-negotiable 15% for your future self through savings and investments. 2. The high cost of not knowing financial literacy isn't just about being good with numbers. It's a survival skill, and a lack of it comes with a hefty price tag. Studies show that low financial literacy costs the average American over $1,000 every single year. How? It's the small leaks that sink the ship. Not understanding how compound interest works against you with credit card debt, falling into high-fee banking traps, or not knowing how to choose a high-yield savings account over one that pays practically nothing. These seemingly minor mistakes accumulate over time, costing you a fortune and keeping you on the financial hamster wheel. The action here is simple but powerful. Commit to learning one new thing about personal finance each week. Read a blog, listen to a podcast, or watch a video about topics like investing, debt repayment, or retirement accounts. Mastering these fundamentals is like giving yourself an instant pay raise. 3. The lifestyle creep trap. Ever gotten a raise and wondered where all the extra money went? That's lifestyle creep. As our income increases, our spending tends to rise to meet it, or even exceed it. Here's a startling stat. For every 1% increase in real income, people tend to increase their spending by a full 1%. This means that without conscious effort, you're not actually getting ahead, you're just upgrading your lifestyle in place. You move to a more expensive apartment, buy a nicer car, and eat at fancier restaurants. While it feels good in the moment, it's a primary reason why even high earners often live paycheck to paycheck. To combat this, you need a plan. The next time you get a raise or a bonus, decide ahead of time exactly where that new money will go. A great strategy is to automate half of your raise directly into your savings or investment account. This way, you still get to enjoy some of your hard-earned money, but you're also guaranteeing that your wealth is growing along with your income. Part 2. The fragile state of savings and security. 4. The emergency fund reality. Check an emergency fund is your personal safety net. But for most people, that net has massive holes. A recent Federal Reserve report found that a shocking 18% of U.S. adults said the largest emergency expense they could handle using only their savings was under $100. Let that sink in. A single flat tire, an unexpected medical copay, or a broken appliance would be enough to push nearly 1 in 5 people into debt. This lack of a financial cushion is what turns a minor inconvenience into a major crisis, creating a cycle of stress and borrowing that's incredibly difficult to escape. The goal should be to have 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses saved in a high-yield savings account. If that sounds impossible, start small. 5. The retirement crisis. We're not talking about. We all dream of a comfortable retirement, but the numbers show it's becoming an unattainable fantasy for many. If you have access to a workplace retirement plan like a 401k, especially one with an employer match, you must contribute. That match is free money. If you don't have a 401k, open a Roth IRA today and start contributing, even if it's a small amount. The power of compound growth means that the money you invest in your 20s and 30s is vastly more powerful than the money you invest in your 50s. Part 3. The deep-seated debt dilemma. 6. The normal debt burden. Debt has become so normalized in our society that we forget how destructive it is. The average American has over $96,000 in debt, spread across mortgages, auto loans, student loans, and credit cards. But the most toxic of all is high-interest credit card debt. The average credit card balance is over $6,200, and with interest rates often exceeding 20%, it acts like a financial anchor. A person making only minimum payments on that balance could take over 17 years to pay it off and would spend thousands more in interest than the original amount borrowed. Your mission must be to eliminate high-interest debt as aggressively as possible. Two popular methods are the avalanche method, where you pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first, and the snowball method, where you pay off the smallest balance first for a psychological win. Whichever you choose, create a plan and stick to it with fierce determination. 7. The never-ending car payment. For most people, a car is the second largest purchase they'll ever make, and it's a depreciating asset. Here as a shocking stat, the average new car payment is now over $725 per month, with loan terms stretching out to 72 or even 84 months. That means people are committing to nearly a decade of payments on a vehicle that loses a significant chunk of its value the moment they drive it off the lot. By the time the car is paid off, it's often in need of major repairs, and the cycle begins again. This perpetual car payment is a massive drain on wealth-building potential. The smart move is to drive your cars for longer and save up to pay for your next one in cash. If you must finance, aim for a gently used vehicle, put down at least 20%, and finance for no more than 4 years. Imagine what you could do with an extra $725 in your budget each month. 8. The student loan albatross. Student loan debt is a national crisis, affecting over 43 million Americans. The average federal student loan balance is over $37,000, and for those with private loans, it can be much higher. This debt is delaying major life milestones like buying a home, getting married, and starting a family. It's a heavy financial and psychological burden that follows graduates for decades, limiting their ability to take risks, start businesses, or save for their own futures. If you have student loans, it's crucial to understand all of your repayment options. Explore income-driven repayment plans, public service loan forgiveness programs, and refinancing options. Don't just accept the default payment plan. Be proactive and find the strategy that works best for your situation and frees up your cash flow. Part 4. The mindset shift that changes everything. 9. The comparison game. One of the biggest obstacles to financial success isn't a number, it's a mindset. With social media, we are constantly bombarded with the highlight reels of other people's lives, the exotic vacations, the designer clothes, the new homes. This creates a powerful pressure to keep up. A study found that 57% of millennials have spent money they didn't have and gone into debt to keep up with their friends. We're comparing our real, messy, behind-the-scenes financial lives with someone else's perfectly curated public image. It's a game you can never win. The solution is to practice conscious spending and cultivate gratitude. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Set your own financial goals based on your own values, not what you see online. When you define what rich means to you, whether it's freedom, security, or experiences, you can stop chasing someone else's definition of success. 10. The power of automation. Finally, let's talk about the single most powerful habit you can build: automation. The average person relies on willpower to save and invest. They hope to have money left over at the end of the month. But successful people don't leave their financial future to chance. It's estimated that people who automate their savings save over twice as much as those who do none. Automation removes emotion and decision fatigue from the equation. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account on every payday. Pay yourself first isn't just a catchy phrase, it's the bedrock of building wealth. Automate transfers to your emergency fund, your Roth IRA, and any other investment accounts. Your future self will thank you for making your financial progress automatic and effortless. So there you have it. The financial reality for the average person can be sobering, but it doesn't have to be your reality. By understanding these stats, you can see the common traps and actively choose a different path. It's not about being perfect, it's about making small, consistent, and smart choices. You now have the map to get miles ahead of average. Thanks for watching.